Hey everybody, it's Francis here. I wanted to give you guys a little update on the podcast, some changes that are going to be coming to programming and episode release rotation, things like that. If you are kind of new to the podcast, in November, this will have been going on for 10 years. And that is a long time with a free episode every week and then bonus episodes, 2 or 3 of those a month. I'm clearing about 800 episodes that I have done. That's a lot. And I really enjoy doing it. I enjoy being a podcaster. No matter how much I might complain and disparage it, I do enjoy it because I get to talk to really cool people. I get to interview, something that I've always enjoyed doing is interviewing. It's why I was, public affairs in the military. I like talking to people. I like getting their stories. So there's going to be some changes in our release schedule. This is going to be the last Thursday release that we do. And then next week, we're going to go to a Monday only rotation. And how it's going to be going is that you're going to get a free episode and then a bonus episode. First bonus episode is going to be $3. All the other bonus episodes after that will be $5. So if you are already on the Patreon, you're going to be getting the same amount of bonus episodes that you've always been getting. The free episodes, however, are we're just going to have fewer of those. This is going to allow me to spend more time actually getting interviews and kind of working on some things to make the podcast a little bit better, because when I was doing 8 or 9 episodes a month, a lot of times I was just slamming myself down in the chair and trying to get something out and then saying, good enough, let's go. I don't want to do that anymore. And I have a career, a regular 9-to-5 job. I have a family. I have an online store. I have a lot of things that are going on, and I want these things to be good. I want to be good at them. And I kind of felt like the podcast was taking a backseat. I wasn't able to put as much effort and care into the episodes as I wanted to. So that is, we're going to be pulling back a little bit on the episodes. Secondly, is that unfortunately Nate is not going to be a regular on the show anymore. Again, we've been doing this for 10 years. Nate just put out a new album, which is down in the show notes. You should definitely go buy it, especially if you're a big fan of like those 80s synth waves, The Cure and bands like that. Good stuff out there. But you got to understand also there is a 6 to 7 hour time delay between us. And that is something that I have been working with since day one of the podcast when Adrian was podcasting with me in Ukraine. So the time difference, I'm recording with Nate at 6:30 in the morning. And a lot of times it's also when I'm starting my regular job. So there's just a lot of overlap that is becoming kind of difficult for us to handle. Nate has a lot of other projects that are going on. And what it would come down to is I would be asking more from him and I would have to be trying to give more. And that wasn't a attractive prospect to either one of us. So, and this isn't to say Nate's never coming back to the show. And this isn't, it's a completely amicable split. We had a conversation about it. We both felt that this is going to make things a lot easier for us. So, this is where we're kind of going with it. But I wanted to put this out and I wanted you all to have an idea and understanding of what's going on. I didn't want, just suddenly there's no Nate, suddenly the release schedule changes. I want you guys to know what's going on, especially with me, especially, why these things are happening and why I'm making these changes. So one really good upside to it, I think, though, is going to be those of you who are only listening on the free, you're going to get a better rotation of some of the episodes that we're doing that were historically behind the paywall. So when I do a Mashcast, when I do an interview with Dusty Gannon, when I do the wife chats, when we talk Twin Peaks, these things might rotate into the free schedules as not just being behind the paywall. So if you have only been listening to the dad chats, you're going to be hearing kind of a difference in programming. And these are all things that have been, in the Patreon as well. But now you're going to get a chance to listen to those, and hopefully that will entice you to come on over. Now, if you do just want to stay on the free side of it, you should still join the Patreon, patreon.com/hellofawayti. You can join join it for free. I send out free updates all the time. I send out sales. I send out, just kind of things that are happening with the show and changes that are being made. So that is also a great way to kind of stay in contact with us. There is also a monthly giveaway on the Patreon. So, and that is $3 and up. You need to be on that. But you can listen to all of the free episodes through the Patreon as well. It's just a really good way to, if you want to have that kind of, contact with me, Patreon is going to be where it is because, all the social medias are pretty much dying at this point. But you got me there. You got me on Patreon. So join up even for free. You'll get some contacts, you'll get some emails, you get some content. And I'm always going to be evolving. I'm always going to be changing things. Every once in a while I will throw up a video and you'll get to see what I look like. And everybody gets confused that I'm not a guy with a giant beard for some reason. So patreon.com/hellofaWayToDie. Sign up there. Thank you so much for those of you who have been listening and have been fans and have been patrons for so long. This is, you guys are why I do it. Not just because you give me $3 to $5 a month, but because I get to create something and I get to share something and I get to take all of my weird special interests and put them out there, and all of you who have similar weird special interests get to enjoy them, and we all get to have a great time. So thank you all. I'm looking forward to putting out more great stuff, more episodes, and doing a lot more with the show, and I hope you'll stick around with us.
Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you and love.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of What a Hell of a Way to Dad. It is me, Francis, along with my wife, Miss Elizabeth, who is sitting here making eyeballs for little Martians, for Yip Yip Martians. She's always crafting. I have to, I don't know, I can't fidget with anything while I'm talking. I
can't just sit here and stare at you.
No, understandable. So we wanted to do this episode. We kind of last minute decided it today to get this down, and we wanted to talk about cruising Lindbergh, right? North to south. No, on the big boats. We're gonna get on the big boats, and this has been. I've done some episodes about themed cruises before in the past.
I think one.
I think I've done two.
I do feel like maybe that episode about themed cruising was probably about the time where I started listening more regularly and was like, I really just need to be on the show because you were getting so much incorrect.
So many things incorrect. It's a big boat. I got that much down.
Well, it was just like, so for those who don't know this, I own a travel agency and cruising is one of my specialties. And so for it to be my job and for you to be doing a whole episode about it, and I was just like, come on.
Right. It's terrible. It's like me watching any military TV show ever.
Other than Going Dutch.
Yes, Going Dutch is the only one that gets the uniforms correct. It's a frightening level of detail that they get to.
And then what was the other one? Enlisted? That one was pretty
good too.
But for the most part.
Right. So we decided to talk about cruising because we just finished a cruise. We just did our first. We've done all Disney, and this is our first one that we've done off of Disney cruising for Norwegian. And you did that so you get your CLIA certification. Do you remember what it stands for?
Cruise Lines International Association. So it is the cruise industry group that is for the cruise lines and the travel agents and everyone involved in the industry. And I have been working on this associate cruise counselor or accredited cruise counselor. ACC is what it's called. I've been working on this for years, years and years, because the first time I tried to do it, there's a 2-year limit on completing it and COVID happened. And so I got most of the way through it, but I couldn't finish because it involves an actual cruise. You have to do 2 cruises, and I couldn't cruise at all.
So we did the Norwegian cruise. The Norwegian cruise, you got your CLIA. This is going to help you get your CLIA certification.
My first level of CLIA certification. Right. So this is the first level, and it was derailed by COVID because nobody was cruising, and I had a time limit. So now I've restarted it. The one last thing that I had to accomplish was sailing on not just two different cruise lines, but 2 different itineraries. Like we've done so much Disney, Bahamian, and Caribbean cruising. And so for my second cruise for this certification, it had to be a different itinerary.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why we picked the Pacific Coast on Norwegian, because my parents are huge fans of Norwegian. They've cruised with Norwegian a ton. They really, really, really wanted me to experience it. And they were supposed to be with us on this trip. They couldn't end up making it, but my dad let me pick out the itinerary, and I picked the Pacific Coast to both cruise with them and also to complete this. So it would count.
Mm-hmm.
So it would count towards the certificate. So yeah, we did Pacific Coast one way from Los Angeles to Vancouver.
Yes, and these are considered repositioning cruises. So the itinerary is we need the boat to be up north for the Alaskan itinerary during the Alaska seasons. So we might as well put people on the boat and have a cruise about it.
Right. And so this ship had been doing the Mexican Riviera through the winter. And now that it's summertime, Norwegian is one of the earliest ships to get to Alaska. And so we were moving from LA to Vancouver, and the Alaska season started the day that we got off the ship.
Yeah. Lots of people getting on, gonna have a more magical cruise than we would. But you can't go wrong with being on the big boat, eating all day, drinking all day.
We are never unhappy staring at the ocean.
Right. And because you got to understand, like it's very difficult for us to stop moving, especially because we have small businesses. Like you always are working. So for me, I mean, you ended up using the AT&T package so that you could work, but you have a travel agency. It's much easier for me to unplug from all of that because I have the regular job and I can schedule some podcasts and say, all right, cool, I'm going to knock off. I'm going to not be online. It was fantastic.
Yeah. And let's just be clear too. The reason that I stayed on the AT&T package the whole time is because our dog landed in the hospital with a tummy ache.
Jesus Christ.
So please join the Patreon.
Patreon.com/hellofoawaytodie. Yes, the dog had a tummy ache. We had for our brand new dog sitter too, a friend of ours, Anna, who very wonderful, mostly deals with cats, but she's like, I'll walk the dog.
I'll take on a dog. I've not really had any experience with this, but I can do it.
10-year-old, 85-pound Great Pyrenees. And she did wonderfully. The dog got a tummy ache and had that tummy ache all over the inside of the house. And, had we been home, like she took her to the emergency vet and that ended up being a bill. Had we been home, I think that we probably would not have, we've been like, oh, the dog's got the shits again. Like,
right.
Well, this will work its way out in 2 days.
Yeah. And to be clear, I told her to take the dog to the emergency vet because it was just very hard to tell what was going on over texting. So, and we were going to be at sea for 2 days. So there was like literally nothing we could do.
Yeah.
So I was like, better safe than sorry. We better,
make sure that this isn't something more dire.
An emergency situation because we did lose a dog that way. So,
and let me tell you, later on, that dog was put into the backyard and, little Miss Rumbly Tummy, I can't handle my mom and dad being gone.
I'm so nervous. You guys are gone.
Oh, I'm so nervous. This dog found a nest of baby rabbits and was laying them like girl dinner, like plating it for herself. She had picked them up. She was picking them up and taking them over to her shady little spot that she likes to sit in because it's 9 a.m. So the front of the pod shack gets all that shade. It's nice and cool. And she was like, look at me and my little crunchy snacks that I have here. She got one of them.
So bad.
It's just such a disgusting animal, man. I never want to own another Pyrenees again. Ugh.
Anyway, so that's why I had internet on the cruise.
Yes. But a cruise historically for us has always been a chance to really unplug. Like I was not reading the news. I was kind of on Blue Sky. Like the package that we had gave me 150 free minutes.
Yeah.
So I used that to keep up with my Duolingo and occasionally check in on Blue Sky. But man, logging off and touching some ocean was real nice.
That is one thing that I do really love about cruising is that it is very easy to unplug. It's almost like forced unplugging on a cruise.
Right.
Because, Either the internet is limited or expensive. It's one or the other.
Yep.
Like either you're limited to a certain number of minutes or you're paying for a pretty expensive package.
Yeah. And the internet, I will say, on this ship was very good. And I know that they, when we were looking at other cruise lines, Virgin had one that was specifically like you can telework on the cruise ship.
A lot of cruise ships have Starlink internet now. So it is definitely. And then that is one of the reasons that cruising is like becoming so popular with millennials, is because now they do have the Starlink internet and millennials want to go out and experience things.
Right.
While also working, you know.
Well, because again, we all
can work everywhere now.
We all have a side hustle going on. Like, it sucks that, this is the world that we've created for ourselves. But if you're going to work, wouldn't you like to do it seeing the vistas of the Northwest, which I have never been in. Like, I've been to Seattle once, but not, in this kind of like foggy dew, the real Twin Peaks experience out there.
I had never been to the Pacific Northwest at all, not even Seattle. I've been to the West Coast, but not up north. And this has been a cruise that was on my bucket list for 10 years, probably. Like, I have been talking about doing a Pacific Coast cruise for years because I wanted to see this part of the country. And it was like beyond all of my expectations. Like, it was incredible.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of scenic cruising in the middle of the cruise. We did at the beginning, like the first day or two, we could see like California.
Yeah, you get to
some of the time
up the coastline.
Right. Some of the time we were out of view of land.
Or it was just really foggy. Like, there was definitely limited visibility out there.
Yeah. So but once we got up to the Seattle area, I guess it was like our second to, well, we had the day that we were sailing to Victoria, British Columbia. That day, we didn't get to Victoria until noon. So we had a whole morning of cruising in the Victoria area. I think it's the San Juan Islands is that area.
Yeah.
So, that was when things really got cool.
Yeah.
Like really spooky, foggy, islands in the mist.
Lighthouses.
Oh man,
you're just
so
like, how
many
do you
lighthouses.
get there? Like, you have to row a boat through the mist to get here? This is phenomenal. And we have friends who are on sailboats who saw us out there too. We were hoping to get somewhat close enough that we could maybe see each other, but I think I don't know what the rules are for, like, your personal sailboat versus, the Norwegian Bliss.
They tried to keep a good distance. And what happened was that our friends had just had their sailboat shipped from Mexico, I think. And so they were picking up the boat in Nanaimo, I think is the name of the town. It's near Victoria. And so they were picking their boat up there, getting it ready to sail to Victoria to keep it there. They live in Seattle ish. They live kind of close to Seattle, and they are keeping their boat in Victoria as like a weekend house. So what happened was they were coming down from where they had picked up the boat the day that we were leaving Victoria to go up to Vancouver. So we were passing them, going in opposite directions. And they did see us. We just couldn't figure out which boat was them in the fog.
Which little speck was them. So yeah, I think we enjoyed our time out there. It wasn't a Disney experience, but that's okay. Our package had unlimited booze, so that was nice for me to keep a nice little buzz throughout the day. So I did the Norwegian. I guess it just feels like it's more for older people. I don't know. Am I reading this correctly? That this is kind of an aged group that. Because they had group Sudoku.
Yeah, and crosswords on the big screen.
And down in the atrium, they had a lot of these kind of audience participation games happening, trivia games, all kinds of things. And it was, I did one of the Sudoku ones, but you're all just like hanging out in the atrium doing a Sudoku together. Yeah. Just like one singular Sudoku.
So I will say, first of all, we do know from Disney that Disney has plenty of, great games, family games together. It is just more. Well, let me just first say that a lot of people think that Norwegian has an identity crisis going on because, like, they want to be all things to all people in all age groups, and they're just not.
No.
Like, now, in all fairness, we were doing a repositioning cruise. That is a different kind of experience for sure. It is, most people find it very inconvenient to do a one-way cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're doing Alaska, if you want to get like the full Alaska experience, you do want to do a one-way cruise, like going from Vancouver or Seattle to Anchorage. And you kind of like make that part of the whole experience because you want to do like a cruise tour, spend some time in Denali, etc. But as far as just like a repositioning from LA to Vancouver, you're talking about a 5-night cruise that's doing nothing but really scenic cruising.
Mm-hmm.
We had very little time in ports. We were only in Victoria for a few hours. Well, we were there overnight, but we didn't get there until noon.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Vancouver, we didn't get there until 6 p.m. And then got off the ship the next morning. So like, it's not a convenient cruise. It's not one that has a lot of ports the way that a normal cruise would. And so there was half the number of people on that ship than there would normally be. Like the day we got on the ship, 4,000 people got off the ship and then 2,000 people got on the ship to go to Vancouver. So we definitely had a very different experience because there were so few people on the ship. And I think there is less entertainment on ships, on itineraries like that. And it was a very older crowd for sure. I mean, like one of the best parts about the ship that we were on, which is the Norwegian Bliss, is that it has a humongous observation lounge. And really part of the buffet, you can look out the front windows over the observation lounge too. That's one of the things that makes it built for Alaska for scenic cruising through glaciers. It's only on 2 of Norwegian's ships, the Bliss and the Joy. That was like the biggest draw of this cruise was that we would get this scenic cruising through the San Juan Islands, Victoria, Vancouver, that whole area in a ship that has this huge observation lounge with the snacks out all day.
All day.
So, I mean, we were just lounging and snacking all day long. So, like, it didn't matter that much what other entertainment was going on because we had come with our books, with our plan to snack and look out the windows. That was the plan. And honestly, for the other 2,000 people on the ship, that was their plan too. Like they knew what they were doing.
There's a lot of lounging happening all over the boat.
So much snoozing in the lounge in the afternoons.
A lot of people getting that nice day drink in and then taking a little nap on the couch. Taking a little nap on the couch.
But the lounge is huge.
Yeah.
I heard some people talking about like experienced cruisers who had been on this ship before said that that ship also does the Panama Canal and that people would camp out in the lounge at like 3 a.m. for the going through the locks day. Really? Yeah. So it is definitely, that ship is specifically made for sitting around and looking at things.
And yeah, unfortunately, we didn't have very much to look at, and also the weather really wasn't cooperating for being outside for a long period of time.
It was chilly. For sure.
We didn't really. There were plenty of sunbathers though in that 50 degree, and there were plenty of people in the pools too.
Yeah. There were. I saw people on the water slides. It was...
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy to me. I enjoyed the hot tubs, though the hot tubs could have been hotter, but I understand why they're not so hot. Because,
You can't give people unlimited booze and then let them cook.
Put them in a crawfish boil like that. You can't do that. So yeah, I did a couple morning cup of coffee in the hot tub while the rain was sprinkling down. That was very nice.
Yeah, and I think for like one of the other big features of this class of Norwegian ships too is that they have an area called the waterfront where there's just like an entire deck, all the way around the deck is just like dining, seating, and couches, like big giant couches. And I'm pretty sure. For Norwegian, I'm not 100% on this, but for most cruise lines, when they go to Alaska, they hand out blankets. Yeah. So but on this repositioning, they didn't do that. So it was a bit chilly to be out on the deck.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, we were fine. We kind of bounced back and forth between the observation deck, putting the kid into the kid area. But
Splash Academy,
yes. Was very so
sounds like you're gonna talk get wet. About how this compares to Disney Cruise Line. Yeah. Because
wait, let's pop the bona fides up though. So we looked it up. I mean, you have been on 12 Disney cruises.
12 Disney cruises, and you've been on 9
of them. Yes.
Yeah. And because some of them I've done just with the kid, just the two of us. And yeah, so we have been on Disney a lot. We have been on almost all of the ships. There's 2 new ones. One of them we're going to be cruising on this year in October. And then there's one more that we haven't done yet. But we've done all of the ships so far, which is 7 now. So we've done 5 and we will do 6 this year. So yeah, that was our first cruise experience. Before we even had a kid, we did a Disney cruise as
a little
part
short,
of
little 3-nighter.
with a trip to the parks.
Yeah, after doing the parks. So
we just laid around and did nothing, and it was great. That was our introduction to cruising, and we loved it.
Yeah, it was great. I don't think didn't we also have an inside room? Like we really cheaped it out too.
Yeah. It was dark, and we watched a lot of TV.
Yeah, I think I brought a laptop full of like pirated something or other.
We watched Community the whole time.
We watched Community the whole time. It was great.
Oh, but that was back when you could still bring a bottle of spirits onto the ship.
Yes.
They don't let you do that anymore.
Yeah.
But you could back then bring a bottle of spirits, and we brought a bottle of vodka from Epcot Norway Pavilion.
Yes, we brought Norwegian vodka on board. It was great. They'll let you bring on like a 6-pack now, but that's...
It's 1 6-pack or 2 bottles of wine per adult, which is a significant amount of alcohol.
That's a lot of booze.
All right. So that's number 1.
And they don't really have a drink package like Norwegian does.
They do not.
Yeah. So
but you don't have to sneak your alcohol on board. Yeah. So that's one of the things that elevates Disney, because this is something that we talk about all the time, which is that people often say, well, I could go on 2 Royal Caribbean cruises for the price of 1 Disney cruise. And they are not in the same category. The Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Virgin, and Carnival are all considered mass market cruise lines. Disney is considered a premium cruise line and is up there with Celebrity in Holland and Celebrity in Holland. There's some others, but those are the most recognizable ones. So this is a step above. And here's the reasons why it's a step above. That one is that you don't have to sneak your alcohol on board in like all kinds of disguising bladders that they sell on Temu. Then the one thing that we really, really noticed on this trip was Disney has the longest kids club hours at sea, and that is no joke, because on Norwegian and on Royal Caribbean as well, the kids clubs are open for set periods of time.
Yeah, little chunks of time. Like for 3 hours, you can bring the kid down.
And then they close for a couple hours.
Then you got to go get them again.
Yeah.
And you got to deal with your kids again. That's not...
Well, it's just, it's when you're on vacation, it's inconvenient to have a schedule like that. You know, the kids want to go, especially with a kid like ours who's used to Disney, wants to just pop in and out of the club at will and not be limited on what time it is. And then the other thing that I found was really remarkable is that the kids club was closed from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Which is dinner time.
Yeah.
Like, I know you have to feed the kid, obviously, but you can put a piece of pizza in them at the buffet and then send them to the club and go have a nice dinner to yourself.
Right.
And that having it closed from 5 to 7 was
during
wild.
That prime
dinner
date night with your wife.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, and so that's one of the big draws of Disney is that everyone is meant to have a vacation, you know, and the kids clubs are so amazing that the kids want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, like they have the Millennium Falcon Bridge. They have got a Toy Story playground area. They have like a whole Belle's Library and a whole princess thing. They have some of the newer ships like have a whole Imagineering section where you can design a roller coaster. Like the kids clubs on a Disney cruise line are intense. And the kids want to be in there all the time, and they don't close in the middle of the day. They don't. The only exception is when they're in port at one of the islands where the kids club, the youth activities people have to be on the island to run the kids club on the island.
Yeah.
So that you can drop your kid at the island one and go to the adults only beach. Like, so like, I do really see the appeal of a cruise line like Virgin that's 21 or 18 and up. Sorry, it's adults only. That's awesome. But over on Disney, you can still have that same experience while also having your kids with you. Like,
yeah, it's got a place to shove them. And you can, once they get to a certain age, you can allow them to check themselves in and out too, because you can't just be like, yeah, just go get food. Like there's always food. That was another thing. Disney always had food like out on the upper deck.
Right. So there wasn't like a pool deck, any kind of pool deck food on Norwegian.
Right. And I know that with because Disney has the buffet as well. But even during the buffet time, when the buffet are completely closed out, they would have pizza, they'd have a burger bar, hot dogs, ice cream available. The last one we did, they had like that rib tip place, right? They had a barbecue place that was up on the pool deck.
Oh yeah, the Wish has the new, they have the barbecue joint, which is phenomenal.
And it's all great food. They had one of them, they make like little salad bowls and stuff.
So on the older ships you can get burrito bowls. Some of the two really oldest ships have the shawarma on the pool deck.
Yes, that's right.
And you can get just like bowls of fruit, like everything. You can get all kinds of stuff all the time. The newer ones have the taco bar, tacos and burritos.
Right.
So like, there's just like food is always available, even though the buffet is closed sometimes.
Yeah, and it was always really good. Like I feel like that because one of the things you always want to go on a cruise and you just want to eat all day. Disney actually allows you to do that. There's not. And it's not like there was any limitations. Like we could have gone and sat down, but that just like
the only place that was open 24 hours on Norwegian was the bar and grill that's right next to the casino.
Oh yeah,
we're passing a bottle of Prosecco back and forth.
Yeah, that cost that.
Even though
Trader
we're recording
Joe's
at 10:15 at night.
Oh, it's so late. Bedtime's supposed to be at 10.
But yeah, so the food available all the time. The other thing is Disney room service is free.
Yeah.
Most of the mass market cruise lines have instituted a fee per delivery of room service, and it's not cheap.
Well, yeah, Disney's food room service is free. I remember one time having a Coke delivered, and that ended up costing money.
A can of Coke, yes, because you can always go to the pool deck and fill up a cup.
Could have hauled my ass up to this 11th deck there, but I was being
one of
lazy.
the big things with Disney, one of the big draws is that you can get a Mickey ice cream bar delivered to your room, or a warm chocolate chip cookie, or a carafe of coffee at night, and it'll still be hot in the morning. That's another trick I know. Yeah,
the Disney experience, the food experience is always great, and also the food is like the dinners on Disney were really so Disney has, you can do whatever you want during the day for food. They have restaurants that are open for breakfast, obviously the buffet as well, but the dinner is always like a rotational plated dinner, and for all of these different themed dining rooms that they have. I really think like you can skip it, but you're really missing out on a lot with that one because it is kind of part of the whole experience. And like, we're really lucky that like I'm retired and from the military and you are a travel agent, and that we have a flexible schedule because we do a lot of this on the fly and very cheap. Well, not cheap to Disney standards, I guess, if you're having to do a Disney cruise.
Sure. There are always, though, a lot of offers out for last minute cruising, especially if you're just willing to take whatever room they give you.
Yeah.
It's called a guarantee rate. All the cruise lines do it. You just say, I will accept wherever you put me, even if it's not the best view or it's in a weird location. And then you can save a lot of money doing it that way. So there's always lots of offers out for that kind of stuff, even for Disney.
Yeah, get one of those inside stay rooms. It's perfectly fine. You're going to love it.
You can get a guaranteed veranda. You might one time, because a lot of times the travel agent rates are guaranteed rooms and you don't know where you're going to be until you get on the ship or maybe a week beforehand. And there was one time when traveling with the kid that we ended up on deck 10, way far forward. It was not a location that I would have ever picked for myself. However, standing on our veranda, we got a fantastic view of the docking procedures, which I know that you love to watch.
Oh my God, the docking procedures.
Watching them shoot out the harpoon.
Let me tell you, dads, let me tell you about the docking procedures at Castaway Cay, where you and the other knowing dads will be up there at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. You swing by, you grab yourself a cup of coffee, and you go up to the top deck, and you lean over the railing, and you watch all the things going on, because they have to get a rope over to the pier so they can tie it up.
And the pier is out over the water.
Right. So there's concrete pier that goes out into the water, and this is like Disney's Bahamian island. So to tie it up, though, they have to basically shoot harpoons that have a rope attached to it to fall over another rope, and then they can kind of run the things back and forth. So if you're up there and you got your cup of coffee and all the dads just kind of leaning over, just watching, like, this is the closest you're going to get to some Master and Commander shit, right? Like, it is watching the dudes harpoon some stuff so they can tie up
and
the fucking luxury.
And it sounds like a gunshot.
It does. It's very surprising if you're not ready for it.
So I know that guaranteed stateroom on deck 10 was the first time that I saw that. And then I told you about it for the next one. Like, you're not going to believe this. I've never seen the ship dock at Castaway before. And they like shoot a rope out of a gun. And also on that room's location was like directly behind the bridge. So we could just like from our veranda watch everything happening on the bridge. So, you know, the guarantee rate can really, you see a part of the ship that you never would have seen on your own.
So let's continue to talk about this latest cruise that we did, because I don't know, we're going to sound a little snobby about Disney, but it really is like a superior cruise line.
Premium.
And you always told me this and I never believed it. And I was just like, I want to do a cruise on something else. I want to do, your parents love Norwegian. And you kept telling me it's like, that doesn't mean it's good. Like that doesn't, just because my dad does a lot of it doesn't mean that it's a good idea.
Well, my dad is very like when he does something for the first time and it's acceptable, that's all he needs. He does not need to explore anything else. This one's good enough and he will continue with it.
It's familiar. Yeah. And now it's familiar and now I'm just going to do it forever.
Yes. So same Norwegian is what he likes. They did their very first cruise with us on Disney and they didn't know if they would like cruising at all. And they did, but they don't need the whole Disney experience the whole time. And so they decided that they would mostly do Norwegian. And so my mom loves Disney, though, and is always excited when they get to come with us on a Disney cruise again, because it is different. It is an elevated experience compared to Norwegian.
They have a movie theater that's just always showing movies. Yeah. There's just movies going on and they're all Disney movies.
Some of the ships have 2 movie theaters.
We were on a cruise like right when Thor Ragnarok came out. And like the day they played it at midnight and it was our disembarkation day too.
Yeah.
The day that you got to wake up at 6:30 in the morning and get your ass off the boat. But they were like, no, if you want to watch it, you got to watch it at midnight. Yeah.
And do you remember like the cruise director for that one being on the TV talking about the premiere? And he was wearing a Viking helmet. Like, so, but the thing that I really, really, really want to focus on with the difference between Disney and Norwegian, and this was a huge wake up call for us on this cruise, was that we were very much shocked by the hygiene situation.
And I don't want to say that the bathrooms were always clean. There were always attendants in there cleaning the bathrooms.
Not as many as Disney, though.
Not as many. And when we talk about the hygiene, for me specifically, it's my fellow cruisers that I'm having a problem with.
Yes.
Because Disney, when you're going into the buffet or if you're going into your seated dinner, there are multiple people and they have these like, you know, alcohol wet wipe things. Yeah. And they have a whole canister of them. Yep. And they're pulling one out and shoving it into your hands.
And saying, please wipe your hands before you go in.
And there's no like, oh, would you like one? Would you like one? They see your hands and they're like, fucking clean your hands with a smile. And I am surprised. I think I can say it now. I think I can safely say at this point, I'm surprised that I got off of a cruise ship and didn't get sick.
Yeah.
Not norovirus specifically, but just because I live in a hermetically sealed basement all the time.
You do usually get sick when we travel.
Oh, right. I need you and the kid to come home and cough on me. Like when you go to Costco and then you have to give me the antibodies that way, because I don't leave the house. I'm not around other people. But it being a half full ship, I think was helpful.
I think that made a huge difference. Right. I think that I would be uncomfortable on a full ship.
Yes. Because there were just too many people. There was somebody there who was reminding you to wash your hands. And there were a lot of people who were just ignoring that person walking by.
It does not feel optional on Disney.
No, it is not. And even like when we went to the Food Republic, we went to the restaurants, there is a Purell dispenser there.
Nobody mentions it though.
Yeah, nobody's just like, wash your hand. Doesn't matter anywhere. Like when we were on Disney, we went to Palo, the nice restaurant that you have to dress up for. They put alcohol wipes in our hands and said, wash your hands.
Yeah. There's always somebody wiping down railings too. Like you see the housekeeping staff on Disney everywhere all the time.
And when the ship is parked, they're outside scrubbing the ship. They're power washing the windows. They're repainting. They're cleaning. Like there's constantly work being done on those ships. And this one, Norwegian, it was wet. It was rainy. We didn't spend a lot of time in port, so maybe they weren't going to put their people out. You know, it's a lot easier to do that when you're in the warm climates of the Caribbean itineraries.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a feeling of like, I have done this so much that this is what I expect, and you're not doing that. And now all I can think of is that person who just walked in and didn't wash their hands. And like, look, I know in real life, most of you are not washing your hands on a regular basis. That's fine. But when I'm on a boat with all of you, though, you got to be clean. Because
we know from having so much experience that, yes, it is true that a cruise ship is an enclosed space, just like a school is, you know? I mean, like you want to see a janitor cleaning the school, right? Yeah. So, and this is where like back when the cruise lines were able to return to sailing after COVID, we had only done Disney ever. And there were some people that kind of like threw shade about like, ugh, gross. I can't believe you would cruise right now. You know, I'll probably never get on a cruise ship again, etc. And we had only done Disney and we're just like, what is the big deal? Like, they're so clean. Are you serious? But now that I've done Norwegian and know that those people had only ever done mass market, I was like, oh. Yeah, I can't, like, you couldn't get me on a Carnival cruise. Like, having seen Norwegian, which, again, was clean, I didn't feel disgusted by the boat that I was on. I was disappointed at, you know, it needs some updates. It needs to be upgraded. There's some things that need to be fixed on it, but I didn't feel like it was a gross place. No. I, however, Carnival will never live down the poop ship. The poop ship. Do you not remember that? No, I remember they lost electricity. Yeah, and then everybody. It was a horror show. I will never. I have to do Carnival training right now, and it's under duress. Yeah. Don't get on a Carnival ship. We have been in port. No, what was the one that we were in port next to that was really gross? It wasn't a Carnival one. It was like an older ship. It was like Margaritaville at sea. Margaritaville at sea. Imagine a Margaritaville and then put it at sea and put all the people that go to a Margaritaville in it. Margaritaville at sea is a very unique experience. They bought up some old ships. And they are so like some old cruise ships, real old. Like they don't even look like normal cruise ships. No, they look like they look like the Titanic almost. It's only a 2-night cruise. Yeah, it's just to get you out. It's just a party on cruise. The ocean. I can't imagine how much it's. Oh God, you gotta get norovirus just looking at it, man. Ugh, it's just terrible. And we always like whenever we're docked in someplace and there's like a Carnival cruise next to us, and you see people like drying their clothes on the veranda railing. It's like, what are you doing? No, the one time we were parked next to a Carnival cruise in port and there was somebody who actually had a clothesline up on the balcony. And you're not allowed to put stuff on your balcony. No, like you're not supposed to leave anything. At sea. It will go flying into the ocean and choke a porpoise. This clothesline was an intentional thing that somebody brought with them. And it was just it was the Hoosierest thing I've ever seen. It was disgusting. Just terrible, terrible people over there at Carnival. If you enjoy Carnival, I'm sorry. I could not. Look, try something else. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, elevate your experience a little bit. Try a Norwegian. You don't have to go fully up to Disney. Try a Norwegian. I have heard a lot of people say that the newer Carnival ships and the food on Carnival is really pretty good. Do you know what they have on Carnival? What do they have? You don't even know about this. They have a Guy Fieri's. They have a chicken guy, or do they just have a burger place? I think. Can I still get those disgusting trash can nachos? Probably. We love some Guy up in this house. Every time we're near a Guy restaurant, we got to check it out. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, Disney is definitely a completely different experience from the mass market cruise lines. And the hygiene is a big one. And also something that the mass market cruise ships don't do anymore is evening turndown service, which sounds very like she, you know, like, oh, it's so fancy evening turndown service. But like, that's, first of all, a second cleaning of your room. So your room's getting cleaned twice a day. And then that's when they put out towel animals or even not even just towels, but like they make things with your blankets. Like we've had an octopus made out of a blanket or a monkey or something. And they often take like, your kids' stuffies and do something fun with them, or, put your sunglasses on the towel animal. We didn't even see that on Norwegian at all.
No,
we only saw our stateroom host 3 times the entire week.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the big differences with Disney is the service level, which is that your stateroom host has a very small area to cover. So you see them all the time, like several times a day. They might be working on a different room, but they're in your hallway where your room is. And you see them a lot. You talk to them. You get to know them. You know where they're from. You know if they have kids. And we didn't even see her hostess at all, hardly.
I saw her a couple of times, but we definitely that having that second turn down service, especially when, you've been spending the day running around chasing your kids. You've been on the island. You come back, you take a shower. You kind of trash the room a little bit because there's like 4 of you living in this small cabin space, and it is nice to have somebody come in and get rid of all the towels, fresh towels, put some fresh sheets on the bed because somebody probably took a nap. While wearing sunblock, so it's so greasy.
I will say they're not changing the sheets and the towels every single time that they come in because they are very dedicated to conserving water. And so your towels are reused unless you ask them to be replaced, and sheets are not changed. I don't want to give the wrong impression here because that's a big waste of water.
Yeah. And that is another point that we kind of wanted to talk about too.
Yes. So, but the thing that we noticed with Norwegian, especially traveling with a kid, was that when your stateroom host only comes in once a day and your couch converts to a bed, you're just stuck with the bed the entire time.
Yeah. No.
So like on Disney, if you've got kids, they're putting the upper bunk away during the day. They're turning the lower bed back into a couch. It becomes a functional living space. And that is like more necessary than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
To have somebody come and do that changeover makes a huge difference.
There's not a lot of room in
there's small rooms.
Yeah, and so that is removing seating area. Because I took the Switch and I took the little the docking station for it so that we could plug in, the kid and I can play video games. And it would have been nice to have a couch to sit on or anywhere. But when that bed is out, that's it. There's nowhere to sit.
Your only option is to just remake the bed yourself. Yeah. Take the sheets off and put them in the drawer.
Flip it back up. And I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah. So that was definitely, there was a lot of things that you wouldn't when you're listening to us talk about this, you're going that's really not that big a deal. It is though. When you're in a really small room, you notice service twice a day. You notice them switching the beds out. You notice these small things.
Yeah. When you come back to your room and your room is reconfigured, but in the way it needs to be configured for what you're doing now.
Yeah.
It gets, turned into, hey, here's a place where everybody can hang out. Or if you've got a nice veranda, they can come and go. And now you've gone to dinner, because that's when they do it. You have your seating for dinner. That seating takes 90 minutes and 2 hours or so. It's a very, and of course you can leave at any point, but that's when the attendants will do this turn down service. And it's nice to have somebody come through and re-clean everything. Especially, again, you're at sea, you're cruising, you want to be clean. You want somebody, I want to smell pine sol constantly. That's not the smell they have on the ship. That's the smell I have in my house. But that's, kind of the thing. I always want to walk in and be like, it smells like whatever lemon duster they've been using.
Yeah. And that is another thing that we didn't touch on too, is that on Disney, you do sit down dinners every night at the same time. If you choose to, you of course can go get food elsewhere. But Disney does what's called rotational dining, which is that your server, your entire serving team follows you from one restaurant to the next. So you have the same server, the same assistant server, the same head server for the entire restaurant. You have those same people with you for the entire cruise. And so they do really get to the second night, they already know what you want to drink. They already know what your kids like. They've learned everybody's names already, which is insane to me.
Right. Because your serving team is handling maybe 4 tables, 5 tables. So it's not, it's not a big run around, because it's a very big dining space. Yeah. But they are very, portioned off.
They have a zone.
Here are the 30 people that you're going to handle.
Yeah. But they learn names so fast.
Yeah,
it's
they
wild.
do. They're great at it.
But since you're with the same dining team the entire week, or, however many days you're doing, you get to know them too. Again, you know where they're from, what their family makeup is like.
Yeah, nobody did a single magic trick at my table while we were here. Nobody made a crane disappear.
If we were there.
Yeah, it was like, here's your food. Like, oh, that's all I get. My food that I asked for. Where's my extra treats? Amuse me.
Where's my surprises?
Yes.
Where's my delights?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, and
I have my physical treats. Where's my mental treats?
they do work really hard for the extra gratuity is the thing. Like all on the cruise lines, everybody has a set amount of gratuities that you just pay. But like on Disney, I do feel inclined to tip them extra because they do go above and beyond. Whereas Norwegian was like, well, I mean, we need to tip this stateroom hostess, like, at least as well as we would tip a hotel, but like we hardly saw her.
Right. And also you don't have, like you said, that serving team and that follows you around. And I looked up tipping on there because of course we're Americans, so we have to know what's polite. And it's very much like, look, if you have some, like, if you get to know a bartender, if you get to really be like buddy and they, that's great and fine. We encourage, if you would like to do that, but this is not a thing that anybody's expecting.
Yeah.
For Disney, however, they give you little vouchers on your last day, and you can put it into an envelope, but you can put extra cash in there too. Yeah, which a lot of people will do because you can present them like, yes, you did great. I want to thank you for what you did. And what we've noticed also is that people will go on multiple Disney cruises and see the same serving staff and be
recognized by the serving staff. It's wild.
And they'll be like, hey, no, I want to be over there. I want to be in that guy's section, and they'll move you around for that too.
You request that before you cruise, but I do keep notes for like different ships of knowing when we've had really exceptional serving teams, and I'm like, okay, this team on the Wonder, I'm going to recommend them for other clients or whatever. And I have even seen serving staff that we've had on one ship. I've run into them on another ship too. In fact, last year when we did the Marvel Day at Sea with the big group, one of our servers, I ran into him on the next cruise I did with the kid. That was it was a agency cruise that I was on, and he recognized us and was like, I know, weren't you just on a recent cruise? I'm like, yeah, I had the whole big group of people. So there is, it does have much more of a familial feeling to it. It's definitely, as my mom said, much more personalized. Yeah. Now, I know one thing real quick that you did want to talk about was sustainability.
Yes, because that's probably the thing that everybody kind of concerns themselves with cruising. And look, the most sustainable thing you can do is sit on your ass and not go anywhere. But that's boring. And cruise lines understand that the people who are coming up, the biggest growing group of cruisers are going to be millennials. And that's us and probably most of you that are listening as well. And they understand, look, maybe it's green capitalism. Maybe they understand that, if they kill the oceans, then nobody's going to want to go out on the ocean on a big boat.
You don't want to see trash when you're on a
we
cruise.
saw whales. We got to see whales while we were out there. We saw all kinds of stuff splashing around. So, they're really, dedicating to sustainability through, making their own water, desalinating their own water for their own usage.
And cleaning the water, too.
And cleaning it, yeah.
Like most we were talking about that before we started recording, that there are about, and this is the thing that always gets me, is that people think that cruise lines are like the biggest polluters of all. And it's like, there are like 100,000 ships on the ocean and 300 of them are cruise ships. So like literally there's only 300 cruise ships.
Your Temu trinkets are probably...
Going to the port of LA, we drove through 10 miles of shipping containers.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, it went on and on and on. And I was looking at my watch and being like, oh my gosh. Yeah. This is so much crap. So many shipping containers.
So many Funko Pops that are in there.
So much Temu, oh my gosh. So yeah, only 300 cruise ships. I believe the number we were talking about before we recorded was that 267 of them can make their own freshwater now. All new cruise ships, as far as I know, all new cruise ships have shoreside power capabilities, which means that they can plug in at a port and not run their engines, basically. Not all ports have shoreside power capabilities yet, but the cruise lines are contributing to making that happen in many ports. Like the cruise lines reinvest in the ports that they visit. And then, of course, on Norwegian, everywhere you went, there were signs that were like, you're in big trouble if you throw anything over that railing. Like they will ban you for life if you throw trash overboard.
You can't don't put anything overboard, man. Yeah. And that's not just.
And they have cameras everywhere.
That's all of them. Like you can't, don't fuck around on the high seas.
No, they do not want you to pollute. And most of them have eliminated most of the single serve containers.
I know, like you won't on these ships, you won't find straws. Like I don't remember ever seen, or did they have those paper straws?
No. One of the cool things that I noticed the last time we were at Disney's Lookout Key port was that they had edible straws for cocktails. So they were like flavored straws. But for the most part, no, they don't have straws. Not even the compostable kind. Not even the bamboo or corn or whatever.
Yeah, because
they don't have lids anymore.
No, nobody has any more
plastic lids.
Yeah, like drink it like a big boy, or bring your own metal straw. Or
on Norwegian, I only saw reusable cups. Now I will say we got
the water bottles. That was a little confusing.
They had Dasani in plastic bottles, which I did not like. Disney only uses aluminum bottles for bottled water. I know some cruise lines like Virgin they are so committed to sustainability and the oceans that they don't even have a buffet anymore.
Yeah.
Because buffets are wasteful.
They are. They're very wasteful.
On Virgin, all of the food is made to order. Yeah. And they have 20 restaurants that are included.
Yeah. And I know that you and I were kind of kicking that around Virgin because, we got the kid, but maybe we can put her with the grandparents for a couple of days and go on one of these.
Just 4 nights.
Yeah. Just one of those because look, I read 4 books on this last cruise that we did. I have not read 4 books in 5 days in a very long time.
I read 2 and that was a huge amount for me.
Yeah.
One of them was a 500-page book.
Right. So, I read a Bernard Cornwell book that took 4 hours. I'm not going to... I read a short book. I'm not going to say that I spent a lot of time expanding my mind on this cruise. Yeah. But that is, one of the things that we really liked about this, and that I think that, if we did something, because we talked about Virgin, and you're like, well, they have drag shows. Like, well, so is it quiet? Is it rowdy? I don't know which one it is. It sounds like I don't know I don't think we figured out who Virgin is for yet.
Most cruise lines at this point, even when they're trying to be young like Virgin, they're millennials and up.
So get on the boat.
Virgin sounds like they're trying to market to Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek, but it's millennials and up, and I mean elder millennials and up.
Right. That's me, baby. And look at me. I'm just like, oh, no buffet. Good. That's disgusting.
Poke bowls whenever you want.
Oh my God. If I could have if somebody could deliver me a poke bowl and let me go to bed at 10 o'clock every day.
They even have arcades and a diner and a records shop and
do they have a comedian that talks about drinking from the hose and being a latchkey kid too?
I don't think so.
So what you're saying is a job opportunity.
Well, I think that one of the ways that Virgin keeps their cruises pretty affordable is that they don't have the big Broadway shows that a lot of the other cruise lines have. They have just cabaret and burlesque and drag and stuff like that. And I'm small things.
Yeah. And I'm perfectly happy, again, to just have a drink in one hand and a book in another and have an ocean in front of me and not be on the internet.
That's really all I need is a veranda.
Yeah.
When I am working my butt off and I just really am dreaming of the next vacation, it's looking at an ocean. That's all I want. It could be in the Pacific Northwest. It could be in the Caribbean. I don't care.
Right. As long as I'm unplugged and staring at a body of water, that ability to look in one direction and see nobody. You can't find that in a lot of places.
That's
or to see,
so true.
To see nothing that is man-made. To see the vast expanse of the ocean. And does it terrify you? Does it excite you? Get on a cruise. You're going to find out. Man,
that is so true, because today I was about to lose my mind by the amount of weed whacking that was happening in our neighborhood.
We had a lot of rain, man. It's time to whack them weeds.
The men in this neighborhood who cannot stand an inch of grass. It is violence. And yes, I want to just look at the ocean and not hear a weed whacker.
Wouldn't it be nice? When everybody works from home but you know that they also is like, I don't want John out there weed whacking in, the middle in like the heat of the day, right? So definitely want him to get it over at 8:00 in the morning, but goddamn, John.
It was all day today. It wasn't just him, it was everybody.
Oh yeah, I know.
It was mowing all over and weed whacking all over. And let me just say, like, we live in a neighborhood where everyone has an unconventional schedule. Like, we see all of our neighbors at all times of day and every day of the week. But so these are not people that are going to mow on a Saturday. They are mowing every single, someone's mowing every day.
Every day.
And our neighborhood is entirely people with lot sizes under 5,000 square feet. How much weed whacking do you really need to do?
Well, that's what you weed whack instead of mowing. Like sometimes
some of them do. Yeah,
I know. I've done it. I've been guilty of that once or twice myself. And you just like get the mower. We got that big hill. Like we got a big hill in our front yard, and it's just like if I just run the weed whacker, like especially when it gets really dry and it's all mostly like brown and you don't have to worry about it. It's like just weed whack that shit.
Anyway, back to the ocean.
And that's why we're staring at an ocean.
That's why we just really love the quiet. And to have our kid be in a supervised play space.
Well, and also just, where's the kid going to go? It's a cruise ship. They're not going to get lost somewhere. If you have don't let your, 6-year-olds run around by themselves. But if you got older kids, 11, 12 and above, they will enjoy the freedom of the ship, I think.
That's one of the things that I really love the most about Disney is watching those tribes of children form over the course of the cruise, like just groups of kids to become friends on the cruise, and then they're like, "Mom, can I go with this kid or whatever?" And they're fine on the cruise. You know that they're really just going to go to the club,
right? Like if that's all you're going to do, and you're with a pack of other children, you couldn't be any safer. Like you strengthen numbers. Don't peel off or anything. Just stay with the gaggle, and you'll be fine. Yeah,
and one thing that's great about not just Disney but all cruise lines is that they have kids club. Well, all is not correct, since there are 18 and up cruise lines, but any of the cruise lines that allow children have clubs for all ages of kids. Teens, tweens, and younger kids are all separated. The one thing that's great about Disney is that they also have the 1820 Society, which is a meetup space for the people, the young adults who are 18 to 20, so that they are not going to hang out with the teens in the teen club, but they're not really going to be in a bar either. So I think the
most unfortunate ages to cruise, but
there's a space for them to meet up with other people their age. So, and another thing that's great about cruises is that all of them, well, as far as I'm aware, I've never encountered a cruise line that doesn't have this. There's always AA meetings every morning. They're usually organized by a volunteer, but there's always, if you look at the schedule on a cruise ship, there's always a friend of Bill W. meeting every morning.
You know what we had on Norwegian that I've never had on Disney, though, was my military appreciation.
Yes,
Disney has
you
never
do have to mention that you got coined on the Norwegian cruise. They never appreciated
me militarily on the ship.
You get a discount, but not Norwegian's program is created by veterans for veterans, and it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, so they give you a whole package. They know that you're a veteran because you get the veteran discount when you are putting in for the thing, and your dad gets it too. So like
it is for veterans, yes.
Yeah. So and like I retired, but your dad did like 8 years National Guard or something, right? But
I don't think it was that many, but yeah, he was in the National Guard.
Regardless, not the full 20. So it is it's something that's open to all veterans, and you get this like you get a package. And
it's like a for your eyes only envelope.
It is. It's so fucking cheesy.
But it's great, though.
It's so corny. It's so adorable. Because you open it up, it's like, for your eyes only. And it's got like, your mission, have fun on this cruise, kind of shit like that. But you get a patch. And each ship has its own patch. So you can collect them on all the different ones. And you get a Norwegian Bliss coin.
And a pin.
And then you get to also,
that's a hell of a way to dad package right there.
Right. Nobody's getting my coin. I'm going to slide that next time I'm at the bar. That's what I'm going to fucking put down on the bar.
But I mean, a coin, a patch, and a pin. You've got them all.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then they had a meetup at one of the restaurant spaces where you could go and all the members of all the different branches of the military even the coasties, can go down. The captain, the assistant captain, the head engineer, and the head something else all come down, and you can get a photo taken with them. Like you all stand there and they're in their uniforms and you're looking like a schlub in a 9-line t-shirts, as some of them were. Then they would just give you there's like snacks and they're giving out complimentary drinks. I get complimentary.
Yeah, you already had drinks included.
Right. I already had I walked in with a Jameson. But that was it. And that was nice though. Like Disney doesn't do something like that. And I'm not saying anybody has to. I'm not saying anybody has to make me feel like a special boy.
I will also say that like whenever this kind of stuff comes up, you're always just like, oh, this is dumb. I'm not going to do it. Whatever. And then you're like, well, I guess I better go to this thing.
I do.
And then you come back to the room and are like, you guys should come. They're doing photos with the officers.
I was saying that they were offering a free photo and the officers had already gone. So I was trying to get a free family photo.
A family photo. Right.
But I always go to those because I don't necessarily like hanging out with other veterans, but I'm always fascinated by them because we're also wildly different.
Yeah.
And it is like the military has always been kind of one of those like microcosms of the rest of the world, the rest of the country. Mm-hmm. The only better thing that I found is jury duty. That's where jury duty, you're going to meet all of St. Louis at jury duty. So I do like doing if there is going to be something that's militarily offered, I am going to go and check that out. So, and it was not like, it was a nice thing that they did. Of course, you didn't have to go to it, but it is, if you are one of those people who wants to be recognized and you didn't buy a drinks package, they had free booze and you could get a free photo there. So, you were doing all right there.
Yeah. It is a really nice program. Now, I will say, just in case anyone is interested in this, I do see oftentimes online people are like, how am I supposed to tell them that I am a veteran? Like, why didn't I get this veteran package or whatever? You do have to register with Norwegian through ID Me.
Yeah.
And then after that, they have a discount too. Mm-hmm. It's a 10%. Actually, right now it's 20%. They're doing a special promotion right now. But your discount is automatically applied to your cruise forever after, whether you're booking that on your own or with a travel agent. It's automatic. And then your package with your patch and pin and coin are automatically given to you when you arrive.
Show up dropped off by a mysterious CIA agent so that you know.
And we also did get quite a lot of treats delivered to our room too. And I don't know if that was because some of them I am aware were part of the travel agent package, but also some I think were probably for the veterans. Yeah, troop treats. I bet those savory bites were troop treats.
Maybe. They should have just dropped an MRE off and just been like, go for it, bro. We know you've been itching for it.
Some little troop snackies.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's cruising, Beth.
Yeah,
we enjoyed this one. Not our favorite though. I don't think that we're gonna like purposely go Norwegian ever again. But if your dad ever wants to pay for another cruise
ever again, but I do think that for the most part we will be alternating between Disney and exploring other cruise lines, exploring
other options. Norwegian.
Yeah, because every cruise line has some cool stuff that's specific to them. So we're definitely going to check out some others, not just because I have to.
Right. Well, and there were also things the kid and I didn't get a chance to check out the go-kart track that was on there and everything. So, I can't hate on Norwegian, and I will, like I said, it was clean. It was enjoyable. I read books. I ate food. I drank booze, And
there was definitely things that we would have had a completely different experience on a Mexican Riviera cruise on that same ship. So,
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening. As always, you can get more of this over on Patreon, patreon.com/hellofaWayToDie. That is where you will find almost going on 10 years of bonus content, 9.5 years of bonus content at this point. So get on over there. You're going to find all kinds of great stuff. And even if you don't want to give us $1, you should sign up because you're going to get all kinds of great opportunities to get, sales that go out from the store, things, my monthly giveaways that I'm doing. So sign up on Patreon. Link is down below in the comments. Thank you, everybody, and we will talk to you next week.
Soon we'll be making another run. The Love Boat promises something for everyone. set a course for adventure, your mind on a new road.